Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo, October 22, 2022. Differences in opinion or method can be more frustrating than usual right now. Worries can also disrupt your daily routines, work, or a general feeling of being on top of things. There is a tendency for you to feel unappreciated or slighted in spots today, or the day may bring an uncomfortable revelation or extra sensitive emotions, particularly regarding work or duties. If problems are brewing related to workload or relationship dynamics, they may come to a head now. Avoid getting caught up in power plays, but consider that triggered spots can reveal areas of your psyche that need extra attention. Take the pressure off, and remember that it's all too easy to make mountains out of molehills with current transits. If you find yourself in a negative space of regret, aim to focus on those things you can control in your life. For best results, deal with troubles with self-honesty. You aren't prone to fueling drama for the sake of it. Your grounded nature tends to give you a sturdy back and strong integrity. However, today's cosmic clash is especially virulent. Keep to yourself and don't rock the boat because everyone will be feeling fired up and furious. With the mighty Sun colliding with powerhouse Pluto, everyone will feel a need to be in control and dominate those around them. This obviously brings about intense conflicts and power struggles. Don't feed into this chaos. Check out and choose solitude instead. You'll thank yourself later. It is time to move forward. You do not have to take the road less traveled unless you want to when the Sun in Libra squares Pluto in Capricorn. The square indicates tension, especially if you want to experience new adventures or opportunities in your career path. But you will need to change your usual habits, routines, and schedules if you want to be empowered by going down a new route in your professional journey. Try to maintain a level head, especially when Mercury in Libra opposes Chiron retrograde in Aries. Thanks to her friendly aspect to Mars in your income sector yesterday, Venus, the planet of money, was always going to move into her final days in your work sector with a better sense of where the money is. This comes just as Venus catches up with the Sun, with their final days in your work sector benefiting from not only Mars' sense of where the money is but a drive to fight for what you deserve. Today's planetary alignment creates a tension that you feel in your stomach area. This does not necessarily mean a stomachache. It is more like a weakening of the will, i.e., your gut instinct. This aspect can present itself in a variety of ways: oversleeping, overeating, or forgetting to express your emotional truth to those with whom you're in relationship. To counter these detrimental forces, concentrate on one healthy habit: drinking plenty of water over the next few weeks. This will be the most important period of the year for you. So, don't miss the boat. Indeed, the vibrations will be asking you to have a lot of personal initiative. This isn't the moment to fall asleep. You are in an active and dynamic phase, and the action you take will probably affect your future. This would be the ideal moment to think about changing your job or where you live. So, be yourself, express your personality, and be creative. If you do all this, nothing will be able to stop you. After following behind all year, Venus not only catches up and aligns with the Sun today, but just as they both move into their final 3 days in your work sector. The Sun and Venus will not only remain aligned until they leave, but will align exactly in their final hours, for the first time here in our lifetime. With Saturn in his final days in retrograde motion in your career sector and with support from Mars in your income sector, this is the point when everything is coming together across the income, work, and career fronts. As the Moon and Saturn clash today, this might create some work-life balance tension. There is not only a chance to learn from the past, but with perfect timing. With the Moon returning to your romantic sector tomorrow and the Sun and Venus to your relationship sector over the weekend, this is a chance to make room and time in your life for both. Our eyes in the sky. Today brings a healing vibration to balance yesterday's energetic aspects. Mercury in Libra opposes Centaur Chiron in Aries, and this aspect helps you see the overview of what's going on instead of getting caught in the trenches of the current cosmic alignments. It's a new take on an old story with poetic undertones being brought to the surface via this fixed dynamic. This aspect could cause someone or something to try to throw you off your game. Stay mentally positive and know that the shade being sent your way has nothing to do with who you are. It's all about what you trigger in others in general. Sometimes jealousy comes out in weird ways, and, unfortunately, it can be sparked by someone's inability to see who they are in the mirror. Luckily, the karmic connections require everybody to contend with their own demons. Nobody is getting off easy here, and right now zooming out and looking at the forest instead of the trees is the best strategy of all. The square of both Mercury and Venus in Libra to Pluto in Capricorn adds context to the plan and helps those with business ambitions to ground to their ideas. It's a perfect day to dive into your career pursuits, which is where you can meet your competitors head-on. In the morning, the Libra Sun makes its biannual square to Pluto in Capricorn, prompting power struggles. Although conflict may manifest in the form of a partnership dispute or fight with a coworker, Plutonian transits are always indicative of a struggle occurring at an interior, psychological level. We feel out of control now, as if we are a pawn in a game we have not elected to play. Toxic relationship dynamics are highlighted, causing us to question why we put up with hostile treatment. Ultimately, square aspects create tension to expose problematic behavior, and with the exposure comes a choice. Do we continue to yield our power to these stronger and seemingly relentless forces, or do we remove ourselves from the situation? From the Libra Sun's point of view, we might feel obligated to keep the peace. Anger, even righteous anger, poses a threat to our lifestyle, titles, and position of influence. Yet, this transit asks us how much of our confidence we are willing to sacrifice for appearance's sake. Likely, we've done this to get into another's good graces. Yet, we've wound up wondering whether being held in another's esteem is worth the stress. We shouldn't need to hype ourselves up to impress others. Now we assess the matter at hand with a more measured mindset. We've learned it's possible to be excited about something without sacrificing our integrity to see it through. If this is your day to have fun, don't be surprised if it turns sour thanks to an overwhelming feeling that you should be working, or you should be productive in some way. If you are at work today, your overall productivity will be strong. Following this, the Leo moon squares off with Uranus in Taurus, provoking frustration. This aspect adds fuel to the fire of the Sun-Pluto square. Under the Leo moon, we want to feel special and shiny. We want to be recognized for our contributions. And the fact is, we don't feel special today. We feel like we must submit, rather than stand out, to be rewarded. In response, we decide to rebel. Indeed, this influence may tip the scales, finally pushing us to say, "No more." A thoughtless comment or an emotional outburst could seal our fate by spelling the cathartic end of a toxic relationship.